All right, I have to do so many different things to get that working. Okay, you're unmuted. You're good.
Best intro.
Hi, everybody. Best intro. Me right-clicking over here, unmuting myself, pausing the music.
Not seeing me getting back to my chair.
I have the wrong text up. Everything is wrong.
Oh.
What's going on, everybody?
Champ.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first Gwynnikins List episode, Moment of Silence, of the Chain Reaction podcast. G Bunny sucks, according to Wild Vein. I'm willing to continue.
Of course.
Willing to continue on. Gwyn, as you guys saw in his tweet longer, decided to leave the scene. Wasn't quite feeling the production. Got it wrong. Production always goes wrong with me. Remaining in the scene, so he handed over the resources, all that, to me. I decided to keep it going. I really enjoyed doing it. I liked there being a place to discuss competitive and balance change related goings on in the scene. So I am here with someone that I forgot to put the Twitter handle under the picture of, and for me too. I didn't do mine either, okay? Not preferential treatment, I promise. I have G Bunny from Tox, and I've already introduced myself, so I'll let him introduce himself. I've done mine a million times, but you can introduce yourself, G Bunny.
Hello, I am G Bunny 1. I've been in the scene for a short while, around 4 months. I started up playing Paladins on the Nameless roster, some of you know. We streamed all of our scrims, did really well. Our first PGS actually came in second place, taking down Gangster.
Humble brag over there, I'm sure.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, after that,
well, hold on, I have to turn you up.
Oh, I'll move my mic a little bit.
No, I have here. Talk now.
Hello.
That might be too loud, actually. I'll let chat let me know.
Can't be that loud.
No, you're really loud on my end, but
maybe not on the stream end.
Yeah.
All right, but I'll continue. But I main off tank. After Nameless, I had a short little visit onto Woogly, which was Wizdude, T-Mac, Ninny, and my boy Pain. Was really good there, but then I got an offer for lifetime and was able to join Toxicity and play with them for the last month and a half. And that's where we're at now.
All right, cool. So one thing I do want to mention before we start, me and Gwyn did disagree a little bit on how we wanted to handle the podcast. I did want a more conversational, casual thing, because I don't know if you guys know Rooster Teeth. I don't know if you know the Rooster Teeth podcasts, G Bunny, but they're very like, you can kind of just listen to them when the time flies by, because you just chill. Like they're talking, they're discussing, they always have something to say. They're always like talking about points, but it's always done in a more like,
it feels like an actual conversation.
Exactly. So I'd rather it be less
set.
Yeah, less set in stone. Exactly. Yeah. That's how I'm gonna want to take it. I do not expect it to be great immediately. It's gonna take a little bit, but I think in the end I can give you guys me and G Bunny together, not just me.
Amazing podcast.
Can give you guys a better podcast going on. So for now, I guess I could just shift to. I do have topics, but it's really just a guideline, not necessarily a strict thing. I don't have a button to do this. So I'm going to turn it off and turn it on. We can talk about the patch. I mean, I keep looking over there at you. You're supposed to be here. I really like this patch. I don't know, man. It's all good.
See, it's not like a normal patch like in like League of Legends. It's not a big balance patch, but it's a quality of life patch, right? That's one thing that Paladins has needed for a while, and it definitely helps it out a good bit. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the battle pass system is good too. Like I mentioned this before, but like the VIP system was great, but you see the word VIP and you think that some kid with his mom's credit card is going to be like made of gold, has a backwards ball cap that no one else can have. I'm thinking Maple Story, like pay to win system when I think VIP.
I think Fortnite legit has the best strategy to it, right? You're playing the game and you're getting rewarded for doing it, and it's also making the company a little bit of money, and it's like very reasonably priced. So like if you actually put the time in, like it's such a great value. 200 crystals for a crap ton of skins is worth it for everyone.
Mm-hmm. And Fortnite, like the title is a joke, obviously, but like for the fact that Fortnite popularized it and how popular Fortnite is, and then them reusing the system, it casts us in a better light, you know, like
shows that like Paladins isn't just set in stone. Like this is how we're going to do things. This is how we want it. This is how it will be. Like they'll listen to their community. They'll listen to other ideas that aren't conventional. And
Yeah.
we saw that with the patch a little bit ago, where they completely changed the game and reverted that change just because a lot of people didn't like it.
I don't know if it was just because a lot of people. There were definitely some other factors. I keep looking to my right. There were definitely other factors. Like I think we know the higher ups were partially had their hands in the pot on that one. We can brush past that. We want people to like us. people the important people might be a little mad about that. What do you think about the balance changes? I mean, what are the big heavy hitters, right? Drogoz, Tyra.
Yeah, Ruckus nerf, that was completely needed. That hero was absolutely nuts.
He still kind of is, right? I mean, he's still dual as well.
So the thing is, before, if you were running a double tank versus a triple tank or triple DPS, I honestly think the Ruckus would be able to 2v1 any DPS.
Ruckus is the killer.
DPS healer, like. Yeah, like you could literally kill anyone. You could take any duel that you wanted to, and like no punishment for it.
Yeah, I can talk about it. I can talk about it now. I can talk about like draft strats from hands. Like I know whenever we were like, let's see how triple DPS works. We're working with it. We're flexing, but we flexing isn't not this, but like flexing with your rolls. Anytime we got triple deeps and they had Ruckus, we're like, wow, that is you can't do anything. He just pushes you. You're too squishy to fight him. He has too much DR. He'll always be able to shove you out, no matter how short of a time, you know?
Yeah, like, so, like, how are you supposed to stop it, right? Because you need a DPS player to stop it, but you're 2k HP versus a person that does even amount of damage and, like, with the DR, like, 7k HP.
Yeah, some insane effect. And then emitter on top of it.
Seconds. Yeah. It was way too crazy. There was no reason why he was that strong, but they did give him a nerf. Now, was it a hard enough nerf? I don't know yet. So if you have 5 levels in the card, it went from 25 to 15, right?
And they have the duration.
And yeah,
is it halved or is it just a second?
No, just lost 1 second, so 33% change.
One of them is 4 seconds. One of them was 3 seconds, right? Between proximity and metal march. I thought one was 4, one was 3.
I think they both went to 3 too.
They're both at 2 now, but I think one got halved and one only lost 1 second. I could be wrong. I'm usually good about this kind of thing. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah.
On my phone, because we're very professional here.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a really big nerf, but he still feels insanely strong. Like, he's still, without a doubt, the best off-tank. Maybe Koa's better now, right? Like, Koa was, I would say, even maybe a little bit weaker than him, depending on who the Koa player was. But now it's straight up, Koa's almost always better in every situation.
Well, Koa's always going to be unreal on any roll. Yeah. As long as you hit, you can even hit a third of your hooks, and you're still crazy influential. You're still putting out a ton of damage. You're the only one with like a reliable dome shield. Don't say that Barrack's ult counts because it doesn't. Like, he's the only one who can. He brings so much many effects that nobody else has.
Yeah, and it also has an insanely high skill cap. Like, if you hit every single hook, you're basically going to win. Even if you like lose on the draft, like the other 4 heroes or 4 champions are weaker, like you're still going to lose if the Koa is like popping off.
Yeah, even if you don't kill any of the hooks, right? Because like even then they're just out of position. They're burning cooldowns to get out. Like even if you don't get a single kill on anybody you hook, like they're still wasting resources just because you hit an 8-second cooldown, which is insane to me. The fact that the only other effect like that, cons, is on an ult should let anybody know how like unreal it is. I have it right here, by the way. Nope, you were right. I was wrong. It was 3 on both. Yeah, I could have sworn it was 4 on Metal March, but I guess that would be a little too good.
4 seconds would have felt pretty nice, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit higher DR. You know, 25 isn't that high. I'm like
you definitely
40%.
need more than that.
Yeah.
And then like, there's not even a counter to DR. Like I don't like how much like DR is so good right now because you can I have heal on missiles, all right, you can get clouded, like I got a big shield, all right, I wrecker you. There's no true damage card. There's nothing that counteracts DR at all. You just it's just like good.
Like everything that has DR is almost always used, right? Like there's a Victor loadout now that's using DR, and like it is the most annoying thing ever.
I heard of a Scramble. What's banned? Scramble's banned now.
I think they fixed it. I'm pretty sure the bug got fixed. Yeah.
Oh god. What was the bug, by the way? I heard one person say it was lasting, and one person said it was giving you 1% more DR per level.
So it was keeping the 25% DR if you scoped in right away, right? So you would be running around, and
okay.
you'd scope in right away, and you would have the 25% DR the whole entire time you're scoped in.
And then you just get the card that's like movement when you're scoped in, and you're just walking at full speed. Jesus Christ!
It was
I
amazing.
Heard...
Don't forget the 250 HP per second. You know, that was great.
I heard. Oh well, I was gonna actually say exactly what you just said, Hero, but I wasn't gonna say the name of the team. But I heard a story of a team that ran that with Rushing Haven on the Victor.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is with diminishing
I've been
returns.
seeing it all over PGS.
Here,
PGS teams have been running it for a while now, and it's so annoying to deal with that build just because you feel like it's just a little bit too much. I don't know. At least for me.
I just copied the link to that calculator in my chat, and I copied it, I pasted it into our chat, and it gave me KanyeWest.com.
Wow, that's interesting.
Off topic, actually, for a second. Have you heard that song? That new Lift Yourself?
No.
New single? Oh,
do we have to listen to it right now?
You have to.
Copyright?
I can't get. I'm not gonna get struck. I don't think it'll actually get struck for it. There's the calculator if you want to do the math on the DR. I can't do it because it would either ruin the cam over here or it would ruin something.
Mess something up.
Yeah.
It's
I don't want to touch anything. Yeah, so it's what 25 and 21 are the numbers we need.
Yeah. NHP. But yeah, what else changed?
Well, Tyra, Drogo's, it's 40% with Haven 3. Well, that's if it that's including diminishing returns aspect?
Yeah, that's probably including it, because without it, it's at 46, right? And then with it, it's probably around 40. I don't know. Actually, I don't know any math in this game, so I'm just gonna.
Well, I gave you I sent you a calculator that you just do 25, 21.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
That's actually sick. I did not know this was a thing.
Kami found it forever ago. He posted it in like the Hands team chat. It's also why I rage anytime anyone buys Call with Brand, because I did the math on it. It's like 3%.
So diminishing returns works for every stat in the game?
Yes. It works differently for movement speed. That's why there's a checkbox for it.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. So what is it? Is it 40 with both stacked?
Let me do it. First bonus. I'm gonna give that a solid 25. Right? It always does a higher one first.
Yes, I believe so. I think even if you do them in different orders, it's 40. Okay. Yeah, 40% damage reduction on a champ that can heal himself for 250 a second. And if you have Luminary on him,
you're not gonna have fun.
Yeah, if you get Victor Genos and you have that build, what is that? He has 50% damage boost all the time. He's getting healed for like 480 health a second, and he has 40% DR. Yeah,
and
that's
he has more damage. Yeah.
a little absurd.
Yeah, and it's fun to deal with.
Now you have to play the hideous looking Victor. Yeah, so the other changes were Drogue, Tyra, they nerfed Strict Flare. There's something else. Oh, we talked about Rakas. Scrolling down to it now.
Pip.
Yes, the Pip nerf and the Luminary nerf, and the con buffs. That's all the changes. Oh, the Pip thing, like, it's still good. I mean, like, Medicinal Excellence. Reload is what makes Pip healing really good.
Yeah, reloading. I mean, it's going to be very hard to nerf it, I feel like, right now when it goes through walls, right? Like, even if the range was even, like, smaller than what it is in this patch, like, I still think it would be picked all the time.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that.
Out.
Literally, even with, like, regular range, like, you just play around it. Like, right now, it's just, like, it's better for lower skill teams to play with it, because you don't have to play around it. Like, G2 has always been able to play with Heal Pip, because they're super coordinated. You say, yo, Cuss just screams to group up, and then he gets 2 full mega reloads, right? Like, what Medicinal Excellence does is it lets the lower elo, like the lower skill level teams, play with it more effectively without needing to be as coordinated as a G2.
I think overall, though, it's a really good change. It made Pip a healer again, right? Because before, he wasn't a healer. You couldn't have him as a healer. It was a troll pick. At least now, like, he is seen as a healer more than a damage right now.
Yeah, I mean, this might be. I think we could both agree that this is like the best the support meta has ever been, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a single
like,
unplayable
so
support.
influential in the draft phase right now.
Not even that. Just like that, you can play all of them. Like you could. Grok?
Or Lat M Grok, you know.
Well, he can't play be main healer.
Yeah.
He could be an off healer. I'm sure there's some weird comp. I'm sure he hard counters Khan and no one's played him yet, right? I'm sure everyone just stands in the totem and Khan's just pressing shift and crying, or E, excuse me.
Yeah.
E if you use the default key bindings. I don't know what sick bastards out there use
I
Q,
do
E,
shift.
and F. Shift for alt or shift for...
Shift for movement speed.
Okay. I have shift for alt because that's how I've always played.
Oh.
I know, it's weird. Big button
I
for big
always
ability.
like
I'm gonna get a...
button for that.
I
use the
know.
Q button.
Old habits die hard. Old habits die hard. I get it. I used to use alt.
Yeah.
But when I would tab out, I would alt. It happened a lot, actually. It's pretty sad. Sorry, what were you...
But yeah. So, Janos, that didn't even notice the nerf, honestly.
It barely does anything.
It doesn't even matter.
It
Like, the
didn't
extra
matter.
damage, it's a nice thing to have, but, like, do you need it? No.
It's irrelevant. Genoses were always
Yeah.
bottom damage anyway. Now they're slightly more
Yeah.
bottom, but they're still good. I've never been like, oh my god, if only I had the Luminary damage buff, my team would have won that
Yeah.
game when I'm running Celestial. you
Would have
know?
been able to kill that Zin or Buck, you know? that extra, like... How much damage would that have even been? Like, 20 damage, right?
It's like,
Shot,
it's like 15 more damage. Genos does like what? 120
It's like
close
one-
range? Something like that? I don't
Is it
know.
I thought it was higher.
Maybe it's 135. Back to the wiki.
But yeah.
This is unprepared
yeah.
here.
It's not much damage. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no,
But-
it's irrelevant, effectively.
I think Janos still needs a nerf though. He still feels very strong. I think him and Pimp are still a little bit above the rest of the supports, which barely maybe.
I don't know. I feel like on certain maps, Grover can keep up with them.
Yeah, Grover.
With the
So-
movement speed
Hmm
on his Blossom is actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, it definitely could counter some things too, like the Inara and all that.
It's better against the movement champs. By the way, my tweet just went live about the podcast. It just posted now. But like the Cripple's really good. It's good against Zin.
hmm
It's good against any flanker really, other than Maeve.
Yeah.
Other than Maeve, it's good against any flanker because she can still double jump, and that's what really matters.
Drogue seems really good now. The projectile movement speed buff felt seems really good.
It's EV speed
but...
now. It's basically EV speed now.
Yeah. Fuselage seems like insanely strong, but with the cauterize on
Fire Spit.
Salvo or Fire Spit or whatever it's called, that seems like it could be really good too. So I think Drogue's going to start to see some play. Definitely has a lot of potential now, at least.
I still think he's going to be a later in the draft kind of pick. Like, you're never going to be like, slam Drogo's first pick, you know? Because there's too many ways to deal with it. But
Yeah.
on the maps
Except
where
for
it's good.
EU, for some reason, loves Drogue, and I've noticed that, like, playing solo queue over there, that they always pick, like, Drogue and BK. They're blaster lovers. But I think they're going to be picking Drogue, I think, like, first or second rotation every single game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit worse than BK.
It's
still really
I
good.
want to know how they're going to draft around it, though. Like, you can't have a healer. Like, Genos is obviously going to be insane with him. Just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Just the luminary boost on him. It's going to be...
And
unreal.
Fuselage, like, you're two-shotting.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing, like, what, 13... It's like 1,300 damage or something. Well, Fuselage is, like, 11, 12, right? So...
Yeah.
You're doing like 1,300 with luminary. That's...
Yeah, it's fun
Oh,
amount
good.
of damage to be doing.
Yeah, you
You
can...
have Wrecker, you destroy, like, any shield in one shot.
Two shots, you have a barrack at like 800 health.
Wow, that's a...
I mean, that's assuming he's not bowling away, you know. Bowling Red
Yeah.
Streak 5 or something.
Mhm.
What do you... I mean, without giving away too much, I guess, like, team-wise, what are you thinking about... Is there anyone in this meta that didn't get a buff or didn't get touched at all, but you're just seeing played more in general? You can keep it like up in the air. You can talk about what other teams are doing, but not name the team, you know, because it doesn't. You don't have to give too much away.
I think the one that I've seen the most is the Victor. I think more teams are just pulling it out now because it's like really consistent, right?
The fall off was what did it. 69.
Yeah, the fall off was really nice for it. And even if it's not the like cardio build, like so many people have been picking it up since
it's good even without scramble.
Yeah, the gunnery has been used like I'd say half the games and the other half for like cardio.
Because gunnery is a pocket Genos boost. If you don't have a Genos and you have gunnery, you're getting the equivalent of the damage boost. If you have a Genos, even better. It just stacks.
Yeah, you're melting people
Yeah,
left and right.
exactly.
I know the Latams are loving the Victor off of the few times I've ringed over there.
I'm sure.
Victor every game, like second rotation, first rotation. Yeah, we need to get the Vic or ban it out. You know, one or
there's just no other. There's no counter. You know, obviously.
Yeah. You know, unbeatable.
You know, actually, one thing you mentioned the EU liking blasters. One thing I noticed, one thing I think, excuse me, because I didn't notice anything, was EU probably likes blasters more because what's the highest ping you're ever gonna have in EU? 50.
Yeah.
A West Coast player here plays on East Coast and he thrusts and it's like a second later.
Yeah.
Like it's so delayed.
And the thing is, you're not always getting on the same server, right? Even if you're East Coast, you're going to have low ping most of the time, but every once in a while you're going to get on that like Coast server and you're going to have 100 ping.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible.
Or in my case, you only get West Coast when you get Bomb King. Anytime I'm on my server, I'm like, let me play Bomb King up 100 ping. Let me play Buck up 20.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll play Bomb King up the 100 ping. Every time. It knows.
Yep.
Yeah. Time chamber practice.
But even with that, I don't think things would change that much. Like there's definitely, at least in PGS, I see very few people that have the potential to pop off on BK, right? And the potential to do it consistently is like the only person I know of is Neo. Like every single time, no matter what, Neo, you're getting Bomb King. He's like, okay, I'm gonna pop off every single time. Give the man high ping, he would still probably play really well.
Yeah, he can definitely still play. He can play BK at like higher pings. I forgot what his average ping is, but I think West Coast East Coast doesn't tend to seem to make a difference when he gets it. I think there's like 3 blasters I can think of that I'm definitely forgetting someone, and I'm definitely gonna get a message from them after like you suck. Yeah. I hate you. Your average ping is 0. I'm thinking well the 3 BKs that I think like are always influential that when I play against them are like Shadow, Flame, Neo. Those are the 3 BKs that to me are like every time I'm against them on BK I'm like here we go. I don't know. Yep. No other BK like not terrifies but makes me think that when we load in.
But like makes you think like I can't overextend that much because this guy's going to blow me up in a few shots. Like he's going to hit every single bomb on that chain reaction, just blow me up.
Oh yeah.
Like whenever Shadow has BK, like he's feeling it. We also had Waze be able to play a really good BK too. We would flex him onto it.
I think I played against the Waze BK once. I don't even. It was a scrim. I didn't make much note of it. I don't remember. He wasn't bad at BK. I don't remember him being bad at BK at all.
He was a really consistent.
Was that including PPL players? No, no. I'm talking BGS. Sorry. Obviously, any blaster in PPL can play at that level. I'm talking purely AM at this point.
But yeah, in PGS, I would say if Shadow's feeling it, he's just as good as Neo on BK. If he's feeling it.
No, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Shadow's like super crazy talented. Actually, since we're talking about players on rosters, time for me to turn this title off and maybe go to this one. See, we're about natural transitions this time.
Natural.
So it's been a disaster. It's a disaster over here in North America.
Just a solid 24 hours ago, a whole roster was dropped.
So what are the big thing? I mean, there's one I know I don't know if I can talk about. Sure. I guess I just will. Oh, whoops. What? Yeah. I remember now. Hey, what's up?
Come back. But what thing are we thinking of?
I was trying to remember. Kami, leaving hands.
Yeah, that's a very new one.
Yes. That one, I believe, just happened tonight, and I don't even know if it's 100% sure. Yeah. And I get it. I mean, the whole reason that me and Kami joined the team, decided to fuse with Nameless, was so we could stream scrims, and so he could make content. He almost retired right away because he couldn't make content for our scrims, and content is what keeps him going. If he made PPL, then that's he can not stop streaming scrims because that's a separate flow. Yeah, exactly. It is an income. It's a separate flow of income that he can focus on. But it was basically just like a hobby for him, and then he was making all that content on the side, and he didn't have any time to exist as a human being.
Yeah, it definitely is overwhelming, and I think that's going to happen for pro players that are also doing a job, right? Because PPL salary, I don't think is high enough to be comfortable, right? You're going to be getting 22K as a minimum, right? To live comfortably on 22K at this young of an age, right? You can't do this forever. You got to think about the future. Yeah, and how I see it is you need to save up if you're going to be doing this, right? You need to be spending very minimal amount of money or doing another job while doing this. See that as
Yeah, or you're in a situation where you can save, or you're splitting a fund with something, like, you know, you're living with somebody and you're both paying, like, that, in that situation, yeah, then that's when it's viable. But living on your own on that without a stream or like some other form of revenue to rely on, it's just not viable. You're right. Like, it's really not.
It's kind of just like gaming overall, right? Like, you can only do this for so long. And you can't waste away all the money you make from it, right? If you do end up making it, you got to save up some money. Because you're going to be starting later than all of your peers, right? They're going to be already done with college by the time you're done gaming. And they're going to be, like, living life. But you have to save up money if you're going to be going for the gaming route of things.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I will say that, in general, the esport, like, I don't know what to call it. Like, just I want to say the world. Like, the I can't think of the word, but there's more opportunities now in esports than there was before. You know, it's expanding.
Yeah. It's more stable. You can actually look at it as a job.
Like, you can. But you have to, but you can't be, I think you just can't be a player forever. You have to be setting up for something else, whether it be a casting or coaching or management.
Content.
Content, that stuff too. I mean, that should be a given for any player. I mean, me personally, I pretty much shitted it away at Selfless for not streaming. You know, like, I didn't stream on Selfless because I didn't play ranked, and I guarantee you, I mean, anybody who streamed on Selfless did okay. Yeah, anybody who didn't stream on Selfless is pretty much in the same situation in terms of their growth of their stream.
Yeah, you just got to think about the future. Like, am I always going to be on this team, like, Selfless? Do I have to worry about, like, getting this pro spot every single time? Like, do I want a safety net? And, like, making a YouTube channel or, like, streaming every so often is one of those safety nets that you could do. Yeah,
and you absolutely need that. Or be, you know, or have a connection to grow into a management style position is basically. It has to be one of them. Or you could do both even, you know. But you have to at least aim for one. Just playing and competing without trying to grow something else on the side is what's going to make you have to back out of the scene.
Back out of it early when you have potentials in the future.
Yeah. So back again. This was related to Kami leaving Hands of Justice. I will say, I mean, I literally just found out earlier today. There's a message in the Hands of Justice Discord. I hope please don't talk about this. I'll check on my phone this time instead of. I mean, listen, he's not even in the team group on the site anymore. Not the site, the Discord. Well, let's see if I'm getting yelled at real quick. Hold on. Okay, no, it's not. We're good.
Okay. We're
good. So the other ones would be there's two other big ones, right? It's the Splice Drop and the Onslaught Rage Fusion.
Yeah, like 10 people going in, or I think Rage had 11 people, right? Because they had Agent as a backup.
Yes, because Karma wasn't on the main roster because I heard he had an accident. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if anyone knows for sure. I heard someone said he had an accident and that's why he couldn't play. I don't know how true that is. Again, that's why I'm like asterisking around what I'm saying. But yeah, they had Ancient playing support while Karma couldn't play.
Yeah. So 10 people going into one team of 5 people means 5 people are out of a team now.
I think, wasn't Onslaught already a 4? Actually, Onslaught was only 4, I think. Yeah. Because Gooch was LFT before.
Yeah,
the
and they
merger.
Had Senpai to fill in for the PGS.
Yeah.
So yeah, they only had 4 people, but it's an interesting team now. The team looks very strong.
I think we can talk about the roster, can't we? I mean, we can talk about who's not on it. I'm pretty sure, unless Beanie wants. I mean Beanie's in here right now. I mean, I could just he could say no, don't talk about it, or talk about it. I mean, we know who's not on the roster. We know Edge is not on the roster because he tweeted.
About it.
Yeah, we know Edge is not on the roster because he tweeted that he's not on the roster. I think who's the other? I think Pyrus is also LFT, so we know that Pyrus is not on the roster, which means there's both tanks from. There's one that's not officially on the roster. Okay.
Okay. I know what one they're talking about. I'll type it.
You might. Yeah, you type it, because I think I...
That's the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's who they were playing.
They were just going to take Prot and leave? Okay. Yeah, what I was guessing the roster was, I actually didn't know about that. Just saying. Well, my guess of the roster when I heard about the merger, and I knew that Edge and Pyrus weren't on it, was Amos Indy, Flame Prot, and Bumblebee. That's what I thought it was going to be. Just looking from the player. I think I heard it was T-Mac on support instead of Bumblebee.
T-Mac?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what I'm thinking. But that is new knowledge that I will not share. Anyway, yeah, so that merger happened, and yeah, Ancient, it's a good time to, everyone's expanding and throwing away free advantages.
It's time to try stuff out right now.
This is the best time to reset, honestly.
Yeah, it's a time to reset, get with 4 other people that you can actually trust, you think are smart, will help you as much as you help them, and like just try and get W's. Am I frozen? Oh, okay. But yeah, just try and win overall and get. Yeah, I think it was for a second. But yeah, it's time to try new things. There's going to be a little bit of like a downtime, like 2 weeks, 1 week, of where people are going to be jumping around on teams, like seeing what one's best for them. Because it's really hard to have a stable team right now, just because of how the whole PPL and PGS is set up, right? The PPL is going to take individual players right now to fill up their roster, and it's really hard to find a person that's LFT to fill that gap you just lost, right?
The harvest is now, right? The harvest is now.
Yeah.
This is the
PPL harvest, the PGS is coming, you know.
I mean, but I don't know, other than the one roster drop that we know, I don't know what is going to happen to the rest of the rosters.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I don't think Envy. Well, I mean, I think we know Envy or G2 probably are not going to make any changes. I don't think SK or Renegades are either. I mean, both teams showed.
I know there's no way Renegades does.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, agreed. Renegades was looking hot the whole time. I predicted them to beat G2. I was wrong, but
yeah,
I predicted it.
I was thinking the same thing. I thought Renegades was going to pull through, right? That this was their land chance, right? This was their chance to say that yes, we are a top 2 team in NA. We are a new team, but we have insane mechanical skill. We can work as a team, and they were really effing good, but they fell short.
I think G2 just got tilted that we said that there's a chance they won't make LAN, because G2 actually still could have not made LAN.
Yeah,
we talked about it. They had to lose 0-3, and they couldn't get more than 1 map. If they got 2 maps, they were in. If they dropped 2 map, if they went 0-3 and then 1-3, they would have not made LAN. But that's it.
But
the
chance of that was literally
astronomically
0.5%.
low.
0.5% or lower than that.
Yeah. Hey, actually, I'll just turn both titles on at the same time, since we're talking about. But no. D2 went Super Saiyan because of the wedding stuff.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Vuli came in with full of rage. And now we're talking about PPL. We're talking about the roster stuff still. The Splice drop. I think. Yeah, that was the news that no one was pugging last night because everyone was on their Twitter just like talking about it.
It was news I wasn't ready for, and I think I had a decent amount of insider info on kind of like how the team was running and all that, but I was completely blindsided by it. I wasn't expecting that. Because the roster did show improvement, right? They took maps off Renegades, right? They took a map off Envy, and the
maps
rest
off
of the series
was the Mave set, right? I'm just trying to remember. That was the set where they went Mave, and then they started banning Mave, and then they couldn't.
Up to
Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure I had the sets right in my head.
But yeah, they also had a really good run against Envy and almost actually took the whole series. Like every single game was a close one, and Splice won a map. They, I think they were all like 3-4s, right?
That was when Rude stopped caring about the demos. Because I didn't get to watch any of those games. Because I'm like, Rude's gonna put up the demos, and then like he didn't. Then he uploaded it, and then my client wouldn't roll back, and he still hasn't uploaded the demos for last week, by the way. Just saying. I was on stream. I'm like, I'm just waiting.
Playback demos work now, though. Do they work?
The reason they didn't work before was because they hotfixed the game, and it was a new version.
Oh. Okay.
But I tried to roll back my client, and it didn't work. All I want to do is watch the demos on stream. I'm like the only person that does it.
Can't even watch
I can't.
PGS
No.
anymore. Okay, so can you watch PGS now?
No.
On stream? No, still.
Not more than 30-second clips. I can't. I can't watch PGS, and they don't upload
I
PGL.
agree with that decision.
What? Not watching
You
PGS?
shouldn't be able to watch it on Twitch. I don't know.
But
I don't,
what about the games that aren't even casted?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
That was being sarcastic.
Okay.
The thumbs up.
Oh, okay. I know I didn't see the thumbs up. That's probably it. Because I'm looking at you in two different places
Yeah.
constantly. I'm like missing half of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't watch more than 30-second clips of PGS. And I know Rude didn't upload the PPL demos because I have notifications for his Twitter on my phone, so I know when he uploads them. And all I'm getting is him talking to memeing with Viral like about the team he was making. I'm like, oh, demo. Nope.
Oh, just the meme team. Just the meme team.
They did not physically reach out and stop me, but we reread the rules, and I cannot do it. And it is not smart to be in the bad graces of the company that runs
true.
the game you compete in. You know, it's like
That
I
is
want to keep competing in this game, so I'm going to make Hi-Rez hate me. You know, not the goal.
But yeah. Alright, so back to this place thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're also a shop. It was Arai, Ricotta, Vayne, William, and Moonchopper.
Yeah.
Yeah. They improved a lot from the first week, and they didn't have that much time to like gel with each other, right? Because
Well, they didn't. They had the core of Arai, Moonchopper, Will had. They've had those two. Sorry, those I say those two because Moonchopper was already on the team. They've had Arai and Will since
the start of the
while
year,
back.
right?
Yeah, right after season 1. Right after season 1 was when that happened. When that move happened, it was unannounced for a while. But then January, Hero says, okay, that makes sense. And then they picked up Vayne and Ricotta right before week 1.
Yeah, it was 5 days to be kind of like exact, you know.
Well, I mean, you would
5
know.
days
You
before
literally
start.
joined the team because Vayne left, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he got in a call and was like, Bunny, you're on talks. I was like, oh okay.
Oh, okay, sure.
I'll be on that. But yeah, they had literally 5 weeks to mesh and be better than teams have been with each other for years now, right? Like it's going to be almost
Renegade.
impossible
I don't know if
to
Renegades
synergy.
counts.
Well, yeah.
Renegades had basically the same challenge, and they took it in stride.
Yeah, but they had like a month more, right? You got to think of
Was
that.
it that
Like
much
imagine.
No, because no. Poison joined like 2 weeks before or something. Because I remember we were playing with Poison.
Really?
Yeah, we were like I was playing on a team with Poison, and then he just like, yeah, I'm on Renegades. Bye. Like it was like, oh okay.
I know Hero. It was 3 weeks. I know Hero at the start of the month was good on the team.
I remember it being right before the deadline.
Yeah, but yeah, they had a little bit more time, but they looked really good with how much time they had. But I think that Splice Foster, it could have worked, but there was a few things I was wrong with it. But yeah, there's a few things I was wrong with it. Sadly, the org decided to drop the whole team.
I mean, I guess they just. I think Vayne and Ricotta are incredible players, but it might have never to pick them up when they did.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like because I feel like it hurt their chances for getting a win this season. I think the upgrades helped them in the long run if they had been able to keep going until season 3. But I think just like the upgrade when they did it was
just
bad timing. What? Hello? I'm all alone. He's gone, guys. He's gone. My opinion has won. I have deleted him from this earthly realm. It is now just me. Can I hear him? No. Oh! I'm gonna... This is the first time this has happened in the history. Let me, Oh! You guys can see that now. Oh, wait! He might be back. Here we go. You heard me? He keeps leaving and rejoining. Oh, hello? Giovanni? Nope, he's gone again. Oh, he's coming back. Jesus Christ, dude. So the worst part here is that it was in the middle of a section where I needed his response, and now it is gone. But, I mean, I guess I could just talk to chat, ask their opinions on what I was talking about. I think that Ricotta and Vayne were upgrades for the roster. I think that for sure, but I think the timing was just rough. Again, I'll stick with that point. It was just really bad timing. For Splyce, yeah. I'll just ask for chat's opinion because I'm waiting. G-Buddy was in the middle of telling me an epic tale and he has left. Should just solo tank meta hurt them a bit? Please. It keeps like resetting me over there. I mean, it would have hurt the other roster too, right? Like even the older roster would have had the same problem. Will can flex though. Like I'm not including Vayne in that just because I don't know Vayne's pool. But you know what? Arai can play DPS. Hey Gwen, what's up? Arai can play DPS, so they could have moved them to support and put Arai on DPS. Because I know Arai can play DPS because I played with the guy, you know? Gwen, are you memeing just because G-Buddy's internet is shitting itself right now? Unfortunately, it is not in my control. Like, they could have just put Arai on DPS and kept them on support. It's entirely possible. I don't want to leave the call. Get Gwen in. Yeah, just waiting for G-Bunny. Oh, wait, here he is. Let Envy sub or Hero. I have faith in G-Bunny. He could be back. You can't connect to me? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Oh, shit. Nope, still doesn't work. Can't connect to him for some reason. Oh, G-Bunny started a call. I have to turn the webcam back on. I can't click this because, okay, I need to turn voice. You're in a call. Yes, I see that. Okay. What I couldn't, okay, wait, I think we're good. I'm gonna turn on my cam now.
I love Discord. How about you?
That's pretty good. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. Your cam's not on for me.
Oh.
Okay. You want to just leave it on the? I have a thinking face over where you are now.
Oh, okay.
You want to just leave that up?
Sure.
Like this? We can just do this for now. Okay.
Okay.
Continue with
are
what...
you sure?
Hmm?
Are you sure it's just okay, whatever. That's good. That's good.
You are botting out a bit for me right now.
You are too for me.
Okay.
I think it's just our connection, you know.
Okay. Well, it could be Discord servers here. Actually, I think I can change the. I don't want to click anything on Discord. I guess. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Discord's not even showing on my end right now.
Oh, so is it your Discord?
No. I'm saying it's not showing anything because you're irrelevant. Like where you are is irrelevant because it's just a black screen. So I can actually mess around with my Discord.
Oh, okay.
I just had to turn that off.
That was interesting.
I'm glad this gets to happen live on stream. Now we're gaining viewers too for this. I think I can change the location of our call. I think that might fix it.
Yeah, see if that fixes it.
Tiff thinks it's Discord servers, and I might agree. Actually, the calls have been kind of ass recently. How do I change the voice server for this?
That one I do not know. That's all you.
Here's what we'll do. What server we're both on the talk server, right? I'm in it. You're in it too. Just join a general channel, and I'll keep your cam off for now.
Okay.
Hey, testing. Yeah, it was the video call server. So I'm just gonna have your cam off for now.
Okay.
Just I have a thinking face there instead. Would you prefer a smug? I could do that instead.
Smug for sure. Oh, that's not even a question.
Okay, I'll do that right now. So continue what you were saying about.
But yeah, so I was on.
Class change. Well, what? Because I mentioned this to reset the conversation. The original plan was. What I said originally was that the change to the roster that soon hurt them, even though it was an upgrade in players overall, like because it was so close to the start.
Yeah, I think for sure it was an upgrade in players too. Like if you look at Ricotta and like look at what that man has done, what with the 5 weeks he had in PPL, like he played well every single game basically, right? Like, and he had so much pop-off potential. I feel like on like some of those carry heroes like Kinessa, where like Envy had like such a big problem on a Temple Ascension and almost lost that map because of it. And like he's just hitting headshot over headshot on Kinessa. It was crazy. And Vayne also just an amazing main tank. You saw like the last week of PPL, he played really well on his tanks. I like the smug face.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. It's definitely I like it better than the Crest thing. Just for this. Yeah, no, I think it was. I just think the timing screwed them over. Like maybe if anything, they could have just gone through one more season with what they had. I think they might have been able to sneak out a win just with them having played together. Like you could see the improvement. You can see the improvement throughout the season, but I don't think Splyce could like the organization itself could. I don't know. It was probably really weird for them having like being 0 wins for 2 seasons in a row. You know.
Yeah. And it was just like unfortunate. I feel like the Splyce roster overall, every time they played SK, they looked their worst, right? Like there wasn't a close series between SK and Splyce, but there was close series between Splyce and Envious and Splyce and RNG. So like Splyce was playing well. It's just they didn't match up for
their
SK well.
Their Kryptonite was the one team they had to beat.
Yeah.
That which is unfortunate. Can we add name tags? I can add name tags actually. I can do that now.
But yeah, so now where the players have gone, basically.
We could mention that, yeah.
At least so we have. Oh god. Oh, I'm just gonna go out with it. But we have Ricotta and Vayne, both coming back to Team Toxicity.
That was said. I believe that both of that was said. Both of them were said on Twitter. I think on Twitter. I don't. It wasn't said on like the Team Talks Twitter, but Ricotta said he was going back, and I think everyone just kind of figured Vayne was going back.
Yeah, I mean it's the most reasonable place to go for them, right? They already have a lot of experience with Ozone, right? So there's already going to be built up synergy. Ricotta was with Toxicity before he went to Splyce too, so like it just makes sense for both of them to come back. But
plus Tox being the number 1 PGS team too. Like on top of that, it makes sense for the PPL players that were on the team before. You know, where else would you go unless there's another PPL opportunity open for you, and you know it might just not be yet
or a better
because of the
PGS
timing.
team.
But there isn't one right now.
Yeah, last PGS looked pretty convincing. Are we at that topic yet?
I mean, I could jump past the PPL one because we kind of have talked about it.
We'll go there in a little bit. But yeah, so what that means for the Team Toxicity roster right now is they're gonna have Ozone on tank, off tank right now, Vayne on main tank, Ricotta and Shadow, and Aspect. So right now I'm currently on the bench with substitute with Pain, and we're thinking about it. We're dipping into the situation of a Team Toxicity Academy team that'd be kind of like working side by side with.
I didn't know we were talking about that. Okay, you mentioned it before, and I'm like, all right, I'll keep it on the DL.
I'm bringing it out there, but yeah, we might be doing that. That's going to be coming in the next few days. Like actually putting our plans into play, basically seeing if the roster does still mesh up well with Ricotta and the team, and you know Vayne coming back in, And if everything goes smooth, then yeah, there's probably going to be a Team Toxicity Academy with me and Payne starting it up.
That should be a good team. I mean, depending on I'm not sure exactly who's still free of the free agents, but I mean that could absolutely be a very solid team.
Yeah, out of the, I would say 6 or so people we've talked to about it, all 6 have been down except for 1 so far.
Okay.
So it honestly would be a very strong roster, I think, and we would challenge either Gangstars or the new Onslaught roster.
Not Tox Prime.
Tox Prime might be a little bit harder. You know, they have some decent players. You know, I'm not going to say good players, but you know, Aspect, he's middle of the pack. You know, definitely not.
Definitely a passable team.
Yeah. You know, they might get first place. You know, it's a maybe, but that Team Toxicity Prime is they've got a really good roster right now. They just have some of the best players in the role in the entire region. So like, they're obviously, I think, going to be the best PGS team without a doubt.
All right, I can jump straight to the PGS topic then, because we kind of already discussed like the G2 playing Super Saiyan and that. I mean, there wasn't really much to say because again, I didn't get to watch most of the games because demos weren't freaking posted.
Just stomps, stomps all over the place.
So I'll jump to the. We could jump to just talking about PGS, and I did not watch the games back. Someone else did, and they told me what they said about the final. So just as a note, when the series was 1-1, Jalen's power went out. Didn't come back up for like was it 10 or 15 minutes? I don't have access to Captain's channel, so I didn't get to see.
It was like 10 plus.
10 plus? Okay.
It would have been like 20 minutes because it would have been after the round, right? Because there was 10 plus minutes on the lobby. So
yeah, we should have joined your lobby. We definitely should have joined your lobby. Like we were just waiting for Jalen. Probably could have gotten someone too. I remember the last time this happened against you guys, we got Tiff, my girlfriend, to come in on her main account and sub in. The only person we could get on short notice.
Yeah, it looked like a very close game, you know.
Dude, listen, we almost got a point. We almost got a point with my girlfriend playing, man. We had Lex. Yes. Shouts to Tiff in chat for being the only person who could play. Actually, I think I mentioned this, but Kami, we literally were like, so there's no one who could play. Because we had to get someone who wasn't on a PGS roster. So like we were asking around. Nobody we asked that was already on a team could do it. Kami literally went to his sub chat and said, "Who can come and play right now?" Because otherwise we'd have to forfeit, and then you forfeit anything you gain over time. Kami went to his sub chat, said, "Who can play right now?" 2 people said yes. Neither of them could figure out how to join a lobby. Tiff had to join in like 60 seconds. They just couldn't figure out how to join a lobby.
But yeah, the games were pretty good though. The first game, it was 1-4, right?
Yeah.
It was 1-4. We had the Koa and triple DPS, right, with the Janus, I think.
Was that was Stone Keep?
That was Stone Keep.
Was that your comp on Stone Keep?
We had
no. You had 2 tanks. You 100% had 2 tanks that map.
Stone Keep. Really?
I'm almost positive you had 2 tanks that map.
I was playing Koa, so I think we only had 1 tank. Yeah, because we had the Shaolin, Lian, and Ken.
I think you're thinking of Splitstone. No, we didn't play Splitstone. No, we did play Splitstone. That was the second map, wasn't it?
No, we did.
Who am I confusing that with? Oh, we scrimmed you guys on Splitstone.
Was...
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of a scrim we had against you guys. No, I'm not. I'm thinking of a scrim I had against...
Yeah, because I remember... Yeah,
I'm thinking of a scrim I had against a team with Ozone on it that was on that map.
Oh, I know what you're thinking about. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mixed up the rosters in my head. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so the first map was Stone Keep, I remember that. Your guys' pick was Frog, right?
No, we banned Frog.
You banned Frog. What was map 2?
Yeah, it was banned Frog, and we picked... I don't know what we picked. Oh, it was Bright Marsh, right? No, we...
Yes, maybe. I played this game 4 days ago. 3 days ago. I don't remember any of it.
Okay, it was Stone Keep, Bright Marsh, DQ, then Ice Mines, right? That's how.
Yes, it was supposed to be Jag. We lost, and I will say, I've never lost a BO5 2-1 before. I do kind of wish the map pick didn't get canceled out.
Yeah.
That is a little silly. Like, and I also disagree. I suggested Splitstone after we lost Jag, but they wanted to do Ice. I wanted to do Splitstone because we had played it in the other 2 matches.
Ice was we were feeling the ice map.
Mhm.
We were definitely prepared for the ice map, and like Bright Marsh and Jag are also.
Well, yeah, because you guys,
best
they
maps.
beat you on it in the phase. Did they beat you on it in the phase 7 finals? I think that's what they mentioned.
I don't.
Was it
think
played in phase 7
so.
finals?
I think we lost Frog Isle on that.
Yeah,
And
you lost and
second
Frozen, and
Frozen for sure. I don't know what was the third one.
they mentioned them liking it against you guys, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, it was Bright Marsh. Yeah, it was Bright Marsh.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that was the 3 maps we lost on. But yeah, it was just a really good draft for us map wise, and like we were comfortable on every single map. The Stone Keep one, I feel like it was partially due to like nerves why we lost, because like we gave you everything you wanted, right? You got the BK for Neo, you got the Cassie for Envy, which he plays so well on. You had the Nando and Barrack and Damba Healer.
Yes, yeah, definitely Barrack. And you guys had, I remember Kin, just because I remember standing
Koa,
still.
yeah.
I just remember standing still behind a tree, like
Headshots.
just waiting for the Kin. Like I was not even getting shot, just standing behind the tree, waiting. Like, because I know she's there. It's like if I move, I get shot. If I don't move, I don't get shot. Seems like I have a very clear point, very clear play here.
Yeah, but the first map, you guys had better game plan. You guys won it 4-1. Pretty dominated us pretty hard. And the second map, it was kind of just a 180, I think.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I know if I remember we played. I played. It was Bright, you said, right? And I remember playing Barrack and being really overwhelmed with the triple DPS pressure. Yeah. It was like we had been playing Barrack a lot, and he had been feeling good, and then most teams hadn't been playing triple deeps, and it was like it was kind of like a blanket, and then suddenly we were against this triple DPS pressure, and it's like it's different. I think. Yeah, I think Tinkerin might have made the game go better. I don't think it would have turned it into a win, but I definitely felt like I was such a hair trigger on that.
You couldn't get up and close because if you're getting close to a Koa, like you can't really run away. So like you need to win every single trade you have with the Koa, or else you just die because you can't run away. He's just going to have a free hook onto you.
Yeah, you just have to hope he misses the hook or have a god tier shield reaction time. Like just completely in the head, like drop a shield right when he hooks. Like you've also used your shield cooldown for that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we got like everything we wanted. We had the Pip, the Janos, I think it was Shaw, and I don't remember the last pick. So like we just had a very comfortable comp, and Bright Marsh is such a like snowball focused map that like if you get the first point, you're going to push it all the way through. There's only one chance you get to defend that, and that's when you're on the high ground. But like by then you can't lose a fight.
Yeah, because then they just snowball it into the point once it's that close. And Ice was pretty decisive too. And then it was Jag. I don't know if we would have taken Jag. I would have felt better about it at least if we got to play it.
Yeah.
Like regardless, like I wish we could have played it instead of Ice.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think it would have changed the course of the series just with how like strong you guys were playing.
Yeah, we were having a really good day. Like this was like the clearest our comps have ever been, right? Like it was just one of those days where everyone was just in the zone, like just feeling the moment. Like everyone's listening to each other, everyone's calming well. We have the right game plans going on, and like everything was just
there's just some days where everything clicks, you know.
Yeah, and the Jag map, I think we would have won. Our Jag win rate the last couple weeks have been insane.
Well, your Stone Keep win rate is pretty high too, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, but. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about our draft on Ice.
Yeah.
we picked Genos and we're like, healer, Damba? And then as soon as we clicked on, we're like, oh wait, we have Genos.
Yep.
Oops.
I was like, damage Damba? What?
Yeah, complete accident. Straight up. Complete accident. Not intentional. Once we had it, we're like, we gotta roll with it now.
Yeah, I was
we were definitely a little shaken by the forfeit.
Yeah, and I mean that's what's going to happen, right? You're down in the series, you can't lose again, right? Or else the series is over, and like it just puts you guys in a shitty situation.
It doesn't feel like it either. Like you lose one map and then so like in a best of 5, and you're like, oh well, if we lose this one, we lose. It's like what? Like it doesn't feel like it. I don't think again, even if we had played that map and lost, and then the same situation happened, I don't think it would have changed the mentality anything. But it was just weird to go from 1-0 to immediately 2-0 down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that after aspect. We should have kept Lumi Genos and gone Healer down, but we did discuss that.
Yeah.
Binary Star was looking pretty hot there. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, you really want that DPS increase right there. Always smart.
It's not. It's just the reloads. You never reload. That's it.
Yeah.
Smooth. Just hold left click. Well, how are the maps across the bracket looking in general? Again, I didn't get to watch them because I'm not allowed to anymore. But
it literally seemed like just 4-0 stomps. I know in our games, like, we had some pretty convincing games. We had No Name first round, and then second round we had Rage. Rage, I think we did 4-0, 4-1, 4-2, and the 4-2 was on Frozen Guard. That
Okay.
game they were able to push it onto us, but it felt like we were in control the whole time. I know the Rage vs Onslaught game was pretty close. The first game I think was a stomp in favor of Rage, but the second game on Jag was crazy close.
Okay. I wish I could watch it, man. God
Yeah,
damn it.
that
It's
would have
so
been a
tilting.
good game to watch. I think both teams were making mistakes, but both teams were also doing good things at the same time,
Mhm.
right?
It was
The usual PGS.
two rosters with new members on both. One being a completely new roster, basically playing in a pretty high stakes position, knowing that the winner has to go against the historically number one team in the PGS. You know, like there's a lot going on for an amateur team. That's basically like the biggest it's going to get. You know, week 4 of PGS until you get drafted into the PPL.
Yeah, it definitely was putting them in an awkward situation because both the rosters didn't have time to mesh. Like,
Well, I think the
Onslaught
only
got rid of
Onslaught
their
only
main tank
changed
in, like, IGL.
one player, right? Who do they have? Or
They
had
Gooch.
no, they had Siru playing. I keep forgetting they had Siru playing.
Yeah. They went from Gooch to Seer, but I feel like Gooch did a lot with the in-game leading. I think he would kind of like help with the flow of the game and like where everyone should be going and doing. But they decided a few days before PGS to go with Seer-chan, and it definitely put a wrench in their game plan. I feel like, and the same thing for Rage. Like, they were just a new roster that formed the week before.
Yeah, and Rage had been looking like it looked really good in week 3, right? That was the week they played.
Yeah, they played week 3. They beat Bagel's team in the finals, and Bagel's team took 2 maps off Hand of Justice in that BO3 and took them out of PGS.
Yes, that was that was hands with Rain on tank instead of me because at that point I had already. Well, okay, I was supposed to have played that day, mind you. I was supposed to have played, but I woke up that day to a text that was like, "Hey, did you do taxes?" And I was like, and I was on the phone with a couple different people, just sitting there, head in my hands, like, "Please God, end it all." I couldn't. Yeah, it was more important to get that done than to have played PGS. It was very important.
But yeah, sadly that happened. But yeah, Rage looked really good. They have some really good players.
I mean, they just changed completely, so.
A decent amount of the roster was from Woogly, right? Because you had T-Mac.
Yes, it was they left Nini and. Oh my God, I'm completely blanking right now. Yes, thank you. They left Nini and Wizdude behind on Woogly.
So they took over Flame, T-Mac, and Indy. And then it was Amos, and then you have Ancient and Karma for the last spot. So, like,
Karma played that week, right? Karma played that week, and then Ancient played the next week.
Yeah, the first week was that. Ancient doesn't have that much time on support. I know that. I know he was telling me that. He's pretty new to the role, so like it kind of sucks for him that he had to play a new role, but you gotta do what your team needs.
Of course. I think honestly, like, playing tank and transitioning to support isn't hard. It seems weird because it seems like they're both kind of doing opposite things, but like if you've played a ton of tank, like, you know what you want as a tank, and like, so as a support, you know, when you move to support, you're like, I know what my tank will need when he will need it. Like, once you get an idea of the timings, it's not as hard to switch.
Yeah, you'll know when to heal him. You'll be able to communicate because you're already doing a lot of like communication on tank, or at least you're supposed to. And like you'll be able to fit into a situation, hopefully not get overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a switch.
I don't know how the bottom side of the bracket games went. I didn't watch them.
I heard that there was. I don't know anything about the other side of the bracket. I know that our game versus. Yeah, our game versus Worst of PGS, I believe, was pretty dominant. I can go back and look right now. I keep forgetting I can use Discord now. Yeah, it was a 4-0 and a 4-1, and then our games versus, we actually had the same exact score lines in our games. 4-0, 4-1 versus the Bagel team, and then our game against Kill the Heal was 4-0, 4-1, 4-2. Literally, the
Yeah.
exact same score lines across the board.
Yeah, a lot of this patch I felt like was just understanding what is good and how to like adapt to what the enemy team is picking. So much of it was just draft based. I feel like in whatever team had the better draft usually won it.
Yeah, once people kind of figured it out, I think that this meta was more figured out like right around when 69 came out, and 69 really didn't have like that drastic of balance changes. So other than Victor, and he was more like a flash in the pan kind of thing. Like he was not in constantly.
Like the random factor that got thrown in was like how good Pip Healer was and like the Grover, right? And how you compensate for like giving them the Janos, and then you're picking up the Pip and like the beefy tanks, or like how much they're like going to leave open so then they could get part of it.
How insane the Inara Pip combo is kind of snuck by some people because the Inara just won't die ever with that combo.
The Zen pick with like Gilly, a lot of teams are like loving.
Guillotine is super value. I know we found that Grover and Zin actually paired together really well. Because like the speed boost, once he billows, he cleanses caught, and you just amp it. He just like straight out of wherever he is. Like you just can't kill him.
Yeah. You also have what was it? The Terminus. So the Terminus in EU was still a priority pick, while in NA, Terminus just fell off completely, just like crumpled. Like no one in NA really felt like the Terminus pick.
It's in my eyes, Terminus brings similar to what Inara brings in that he's just like hyper sustain. If you have a draft where it's like you can have a tank that could do more while still sustaining, you'd want to pick it over it. I think that's why Terminus dropped in the pick order in NA, because like there's definitely still drafts where you want hyper sustain, and that's when you'd go for the Terminus. But if you want a tank that does more, that too, of course. The people found out just bait out the Siphon. Go get your Zin to dash behind him. Now he can't look both ways, so he's taking damage. Like, Terminus' sustain is purely in his Siphon. And if you deal with it by splitting him or just burning it with long-range quake damage, exactly.
Yeah.
And NA just figured it out faster than... Maybe not faster than EU, but EU just values hard sustain more than NA.
It was like a roller coaster, because it went like from no one picking it from the start of 68, or was it 69? It was 68, right? Where they buffed it?
Yes. The big balance changes is when they buffed it.
So at the start it was a little bit slow, then out of nowhere, like every team started like first picking it or banning it, and then it went all the way down and went back up a little bit. And
everyone was like, Terminus! Oh, Inara's... Everyone was freaking out about Terminus, and like, oh wait, Inara's better. That was it. That's the Terminus roller coaster.
Willow comes out of nowhere. Guillotine's in comes out of nowhere.
I still love Willow. I'm so sad that she's not being used everywhere. Nightshade is so good. It's so good. It's pocket Cassie. It's like what, 1700 burst damage, and they can't heal.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I liked playing like as the Willow, like in ranked and all that, but like in a team setting it just doesn't work, and I don't know why. It just doesn't work.
Hands used it and had some success.
Yeah, I know in their scrims they liked using the Willow pick, and especially on like those maps where they would like kind of like push a tank, right, and like rush a tank, like Frog, where like you would go on and focus on the point and like dead zone the tank on the point and just bum rush it.
Yeah, because if there's a tank on the point against a Willow, there's no way out. You like basically what you have to hide like next to the ramp that goes up and just pray that they don't win the jungle fight, and otherwise you just die.
They all in on you.
Yeah. Like there's Willow has a lot of opportunities, but a lot of teams like in NA, a lot of teams really aren't willing to experiment.
Yeah.
Like even in EU, they also are
limited. Very limited experimenting.
Like every team has their pocket thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like SK I think is the most like out of the teams SK is the most experimental, and G2 is the most like target banny team. Like those are, if I had to like flavor the PPL teams, right? SK is the team that'll bring out the Vivian, they'll bring out the Willow, they'll bring out the Sky. And bring out the full DR Haven Victor before anyone else is using it. And G2 is the team that'll be like, we know what makes you good. It is now gone. Prepare to play. What do I do now? You know,
something you're not ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now with SK, they're open to try anything, right? They got very flexible players that can play literally any hero in the game or champion in the game that you tell them to play, right? pick me Willow. They'll be like, okay, I'm gonna grind it. I'm going to be a good Willow player, and I'll be ready for scrims.
Dude, that was how it was on Hands of Justice too. Because Newbie streams so much, he's like, "What do you want me to play?"
Yep.
And he's good at it by tomorrow,
Yeah.
just because he streams for like 8 hours a day.
You would tell Noob, can you mute your mic real quick so I can tell you a secret chat to practice? He'd be like, okay, and I'll just play it on the stream. Like, that's how I learned. He's so good with that, like just learning a hero and just grinding it and getting like the crooks and the innies of being good at it.
Yeah, the little things that'll separate you from like someone flexing to a character versus someone who can main a character. You know, every character has their little intricacies of silly stuff. We've been going for a little bit. We're like an hour and 15 in. I'd say this is probably a good time to just answer questions from the chat. Just chill for like 15 minutes. See what if people have questions for us as I forget to turn off the previous title there. I think it's a pretty good time.
Hazmat suits.
Hazmat suits are gone. We are now in questions and evasive answers because that's how it always ends up going whenever we do Q&As. Someone asks us something, me and Gwen were like, when Vegas brackets released? I don't know, actually. Oh, we didn't even talk about Vegas.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it at all.
Isn't that next episode?
No, I'm gonna be in Vegas.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Literally gonna be in Vegas, so it's gonna
That's
have to be
literally
next
in a week,
2
right?
weeks. Yeah.
Oh.
Who do I think makes PPL season 3? I'm gonna say not Splice. Not the people, not the team that we already know isn't there. No special Vegas episode. It's just gonna be me. How am I gonna do it?
Do it at a bar.
At a bar?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to play the next day. At a bar getting choisty. Who do you think I am? Gosh, we don't even know when the games are gonna be scheduled. We have no idea. But to answer Razor's question, I honestly don't even know. It's all going to be internal issues if someone gets dropped at this point. I think all the teams are, we're all showing improvement. I don't think he's talking about full teams because obviously the same teams are going to be there because of the deal, you know?
Does he mean like what team is going to fill that space, like roster, like that gap?
Oh, that I don't know. No, I'm just talking about like in general, like disregarding the Splice spot because we know that's like completely up in the air, right? If we're talking about like 20 remaining players.
It could be like a single player that they're going to build a roster around. It could be like part of like 2 different rosters. It could be like a whole team they're picking up from PGS. We just don't know. Then
but talking about the rest, I can't really think of any players that would be getting dropped. Like outside of internal issues, because you could just say like, man, I don't know, no one's gonna get dropped, and then suddenly cuss the kick. The rest of the team's like he's toxic. Like from the outside looking in, it's impossible to know for sure.
Yeah, like the only thing you can like guarantee is probably like RNG. They played so well for their first season. They're probably not gonna drop anyone, right? Envy, they had a pretty good season, maybe a little bit lower than where they expected, right? Because a lot of people expected them to be the big house team, the #1 team. So. A very, very slight chance of that happening, but I highly doubt it. And then you have G2, who's definitely not making a single change, just because they look so strong. And like their synergy just makes them an amazing team. It's like that leaves like SK maybe, but like I think they're a pretty good team right now, and I think they could be really good if the meta's good for them.
Yeah, I can absolutely agree with that. What else was after that? Who do I think wins Vegas? Who do you think takes #2? I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna say not bold. I'm gonna be completely expected, and I'm gonna say Fnatic's probably gonna win it. But I think G2 will take second. Just guessing on how brackets are gonna work. I think
Vegas. There's 4 NA teams, right, and 2 EU.
Yes, 4 NA, 2 EU.
Ooh, so they're going to have to mix it up, right? It can't just be EU on one side and NA on the other.
Could be. Who knows?
Oh God, please.
Who knows, dude? It could be anything. Remember week 1 of PGS when the top 1 through 4 were on the same side of the bracket?
Oh yeah, 4 best teams. Just throw them all on the same side of the bracket.
Yeah, dude.
Don't redo
who knows?
It's good. There's not that many teams in it too, so we'll get a new person up top. But yeah, it's hard to decide. So Fnatic looks strong. If Fnatic and Na'Vi are on the same side, I could definitely see Na'Vi beating Fnatic.
Yeah, it could be just LAN. Like they clutch it out at LAN.
Yeah, and like how much did that game really matter for Na'Vi, right? Like how much?
No, it didn't matter at all. I can tell you with almost certainty, not much for that last game.
And at the start of the season, they went 3-2, right? 3-2.
Yes, 3-2, really close game.
Close. Yeah, there were some really good games to watch. I remember that. So it could be either one. I do see Navi as like an insanely strong roster, right? And they easily have like a 50-50 chance with Fnatic right now. And I think G2 is at like the same level as those EU teams, based off of just team synergy, like understanding the draft and like how to abuse your teammate or the enemy team's draft and like how to make your teammates pop off.
It's also going to depend a lot on Envy's performance at LAN. Like
Yeah,
we know
they
that
kinda-
Rock Monkey did really well. Like he performed exceptionally at his last LAN. Like if these new players aren't going to be players with LAN jitters, you know, like Rock Monkey and Rubu both impressed on with Purity, and they're going to be coming in now with this different team with a ton of experience bringing in.
Yeah, there's always that LAN factor where like
Mhm.
a player could just be like a million times better than what they
Yeah.
usually are online.
Or a million times worse.
Yeah,
you know?
you never know how a team's going to do at LAN. It's always toss up in the air until they have a lot of experience with it.
Yeah, I think every player on going other than the players for Gank have been to like a LAN before, right? A high res LAN. I can't think of anybody who hasn't been.
Yeah.
I think every single player has been to a LAN before, except for the everybody. Well, no, not everybody from Gank, other than Envy and Zulu. Me, Neo, and Jalen. Although I've been to LANs, but not Paladins LANs.
Yeah.
Neo and Jalen are the only real like big question marks in terms of LAN jitters going in. I guess. I mean, I'm saying that I won't just because I've been to LANs before. Like, but
Yeah.
I mean, I could show up to this one and be like, me. I really have no idea. I could be like the biggest
It is
goddamn
the
potato.
biggest. You never know what's gonna happen.
Maybe I show up. Maybe I just like can't say no to the 8 shots before I go on stage. Who knows?
Can't say no to that fun at night in jail, you know.
Hey, listen, if I've learned anything from my time when I turned 21, I cannot say no to a Jaeger bomb. So, if I'm going to go on stage and play SK, but it's like, yo, I got you 5 Jaeger bombs, I'm like, I'll probably play fine. I know this Red Bull on the stage, it's easy to do, put it right together. Let's see, someone asked, Beanie asked, if you could design the abilities for the next champion, what would you make them? There's a lot of abilities to go around here. We need to make a support, though.
Another support?
I mean, wait, we need one, right? We haven't... Genos was the last support. He came out half a year ago.
Well, I mean, I've only been playing the game for like 4 months.
There hasn't been a support that's come out since you started playing this game, G-Bunny.
I mean, there's only been a tank and a really weird...
There's been 2 tanks.
Emoji. No, it's only been 1.
Was Terminus already out when you started playing?
Yeah, I started playing this game like 4 months ago.
Terminus has been out for 4 months already.
It's
Really?
been longer than that.
Jesus Christ.
I was told like Terminus was OP at one time and... all
Right when he
this-
came out, yeah. Well, no, he came out in, like, October, I think.
Yeah. That was long before my time, Crescent.
Terminus was OB62. What was the first patch you played?
I think 64, the one that everyone hated.
Oh, you started playing when it was bound, dude. The game
Yeah.
must have felt so new to you as soon as 67 came out.
Dude, I loved playing Ashe and just killing everyone. That was fun.
Slingshot
The
Ash,
vulnerability,
Jesus.
the 500 damage a shot. Oh, just everything.
Oh,
was
you didn't get to
best.
play Battering Ram Ash.
No, I missed out on
Jeez.
that. I heard that was fun.
She was pretty impressive, I gotta say. She just bullies you, and then you just
Yeah.
can't stop her. 90% DR and CC immunity. She's just out, and then she
it can't be
teleports.
interrupted.
Yeah.
It can't be interrupted.
You could
I
stand in
heard
front of
about
it. That was it.
Oh.
You could stand in front of it. That was the only way. CC immune, 90% DR. You just can't stop her. You could fear her. You could fear her. Eevee cripple her. Everything. She would just poof, just straight out.
Go
No,
right through.
no fucks to give.
Hell yeah. That would have been a good time.
It was pretty fun
But
to play
yeah.
Ash.
But yeah, for another hero, I would maybe think Tank. Like, I still think Tank is missing like one more hero, maybe. But we'll
Another
see how
off
it is
tank, you
with
think?
Khan. Yeah, another off tank. So like, all right, we didn't talk about Khan this whole time too.
Oh
Right.
yeah, we did. Well, it's because like he's
It's like
the same as he was last patch. He's a utility
he got
bot
decent-
with a crazy ult. A survival bot with a crazy ult. That's what it is.
He got a decent buff. I kind of like the buff. I still don't know how strong he is, right? Like he's not going to be Makoa level where it's like first
Yeah.
pick or ban, I think. But I do see a lot of teams having some potential with him, and I think he's going to be like a second round pick, I think. Or
Yeah,
maybe
he's
later than
like
that, depending on like
he's
team comps.
in the Inara Terminus bracket of tanks because he's not going to be like his influence is going to be in controlling an area, right? Like
controlling boxing.
And just surviving.
Like, big potential with his ultimate. I think that is one thing that a lot of people are underlooking from him. He can literally start any fight for 5v4 if he positions right for
from relative safety. I think if they want him to be more viable, what they need to do is nerf his ult and then buff the rest of his kit. Because if they buff the rest of his kit without nerfing his ult, he is going to be better than Makoa. And that's scary to say. He's just going to be better than Makoa if they do that. And that's not healthy for the state of the game at all. Because then it's a 3-ban system.
Ricotta, let's just say Discord video cam decided to crash.
Is he PMing you?
Yeah.
Okay. No, this is just what G-Bunny looks like, guys. I don't know if you've watched his streams before, but... Alright, so if you were making a... Well, we got caught off guard. We got pulled off because we were talking about Khan. You're designing a tank.
So
you want it to be an off-tank because there's a lot of main tanks.
Yeah. So you can't give it too much mobility, right? But there needs to be... I think there needs to be more mobility than what Khan has, but then, like, less than what Ruckus has with Aerial Assault. It needs to be, like, one, like, kind of like an Ashe, but does Ashe's job better. And then... Oh, what else?
So a better Ashe is what you want.
Yeah, you know. Ashe isn't looking too good right now.
I mean, you could just buff Ashe.
Yeah, or buff Ashe and make it... And honestly, you know what? A support hero would probably be better. A support hero that gives shields. That's what it is.
Oh, so Symmetra.
Oh yeah, those are the shields I want. But
you want Torvald. You want a better Ashe that's also Torvald.
No. This would be for a whole nother hero, kinda. It would be for a support hero, weak on HP, but like gives shielding to his team instead of healing overall.
Okay.
I think that would be an interesting death to the game.
So why don't they should just buff Spirit's Domain Grok?
Oh.
The shield totem. Is that like a buff here? Like a hero that buffs?
Yeah.
Because they don't buff right now. There's no support that gives overheal or anything right now, right?
Yeah. I think it would add depth to the game, right? Like add a few heroes that add a separate mechanic for support. Like not only be healing to a player, but like shielding or buffs or something along that line. Kind of like how Lucio is. Like it could be an AoE like movement speed buff.
Yeah, that Grover Gentle Breeze 5.
Yeah.
It's Lucio. I've literally made the call, I'm amping speed. And I've not felt bad about it. It felt good. Aspect is looking to stir drama by asking what I think of you as a player. And I think we both have mutual respect in that we both think we are good at tank. And good people.
We both have a lot of beneficial qualities, right?
Yeah, I think
Overwatch, like your comms.
You come from Overwatch. I'm sure your comms is very good too. I've never played with you. I can only imagine we bring basically the same thing to a team. Yeah. There you go.
Similar mindset.
Two sides of the same. I bet you we could both track ults better than a lot of players.
Oh yeah. That is one thing I noticed in this game that not many people do because it doesn't have that big of a.
It's not as big of an. I mean, it can be depending. Like, I mean, can you track con ult? Like, that's the impactful one.
The better teams will like understand tracking ults and like how to play around it and like when to use stuff and whatnot too.
Actually, I can mention this. I was when I went to message G-Bunny about the show, I found a draft that H2K did against Neutronic Esports from an Academy Gaming Weekly, probably.
Yep, and you guys actually lost the map to us as H2K to Neutronic Esports.
Listen, H2K had its own set of problems.
That was...
Well, that was it. It was Ike, right? Oh, yeah, I looked at the draft.
It was Eichenwald. I remember that game was amazing because I had like a little bit of a stash going on. You know, I had a little bit of a beard. Right before the game started, I shaved it all off and was ready to go. That must have been it.
Listen, the only thing H2K ever did was beat FaZe. I think we beat FaZe once. Was it FaZe? We beat somebody that we should not have beaten, and we like freaked out, and then we lost to like Kingdom Esports right after. That was the team with Jesus and Mangachu.
Yeah, that was interesting. I like that roster, but yeah, I'm surprised we didn't have any nameless versus selfless drafts in there. I don't remember I
feel bad, but you beat us in the tournament once, and it was part of our descent into madness.
Yeah,
Because-
it was that roster that was like the best roster, and we lost to Nameless,
Well, no, because we weren't that time. We were fucking nobodies at that time. We were actually nobodies. Like, they were like, why are they in a house? Like, everyone was like, who are these people? Like,
Yeah, oh my god, you don't know how many teams are like, if we just get a house, we'll be the second Selfless. Or this.
yeah, it was a very, the Selfless situation was a
Shot in the dark.
shot in the, yeah, it was just pure, it was pure luck. Like, we beat, we lost to Nameless in Academy Gaming Weekly. Then we lost to a team called Burgermen in Academy Gaming Weekly. We never let each other live that down. Like, I think I've heard the name Burgermen more than any other team name in that house in the time we were there. I remember Jeff would get up after like some of our games and just be like, we just be walking around like, guys, we lost to fucking Burgermen, and then like I'm not even exaggerating, like we just like constantly do that.
And I like that's what gave you the light bulb of just say, fuck it, we're just going to run at the other team and hope it works out.
And the first team we did that against was Denial on Valentine's Day.
Was it Denial?
It was Denial on Valentine's Day because I distinctly remember because XQC had always been like my kryptonite on Ryan. Like I would always do okay at best against the other Ryans, and then this is the after podcast BS, Beanie. It's fine.
We're in the QA part.
Yeah, we're in the Q&A. We can talk about whatever.
Everywhere,
And XQC specifically was always super good against me, and so I remember like always struggling against him. And then I'm like, every time we played Denial, I'm like, all right, I want to bring my best because I know I struggle against this player. And then that day, I was just like standing in front of their spawn, like, you are a puny man to me. Like I just remember like just feeling so dominant that day, and it lasted for like several months,
Oh yeah, I remember screaming you guys and just getting stomped in our spawn and just being what's going on, guys? We're on Route 66. What's going on?
that was actually my favorite map to spawn camp on too, because nobody expects it. You walk out, you're like, time to ride, time to push the car for free.
It wouldn't even be the first point. It would be the second point that pisses you off the most. You guys just sat on the gas.
Get spammed down, and then someone gets behind every time, and we're like, I thought someone was watching that. And it was like, no.
That was.
It's not that there was a question about Overwatch aspect. It's that this is the more chill, whatever section of it. This is the hanging out.
Washed up players.
Ask G-Bunny about Talk's Overwatch scrims.
Oh, those were. A few days before the last Paladins Global Series victory, we decided we're gonna play 2 games at once.
Like you actually scrimmed, or did you?
Actually scrimmed in the OW after scrims one night. It was fun. We didn't win, but we definitely scared them. We took some points, we weren't playing too well. We were kind of basing this off of old season 3 meta called Triple Tank Soldier.
Wait, who did you?
The name was specialty.
What SR did you lost to a plat team?
They were okay. They were plat season 2. You see, there's 2 different ranks in Overwatch.
Okay, plat season 2.
Season 2 rank that everyone likes to look at because that's when ranks was actually hard. And there's also the current SR. They were all like 4.5k.
Okay. 4 point. That makes sense.
They weren't good players though. Like the ranking system in that game is just as bad as Paladins right now.
Dude, my season 2 was 39.99.
30.
I didn't. What? Okay.
What are you doing?
Do you know what? Do you know what happened in my 39.99 game? Because we 6-stacked and then we stopped because I'm like, I feel bad doing this. H2K.
Yeah.
This was when we were not the only people doing this, mind you.
Oh yeah, everyone was doing it. I remember doing it, and we lost to like there was a pug that Bird's team was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like all the streamers. It was like Bird, Kefri. Who else was doing it? They were six stacking too, and we lost on a Koth map. We were just like, okay, we're done doing this, boys.
I had Tim the Tapman added because he was so annoyed bumping into our 6-stack constantly that he added me to Q Dodges. I think I still have him added actually. I'm gonna check now.
That's amazing.
All right. Yeah, I think we.
No, my season 2, I was 4,200 Ricotta.
Oh, not bad. All right, later, Beanie.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look at this and then we can end it because we've been memeing about Overwatch for a little bit too long. Do I still have Tim added? Let's see. Probably. I don't see why he wouldn't remove me. Yeah, I think he did. Maybe I removed him. I don't remember. Well, either way.
That's a great pick, by the way. May.
No, wait. The Aspect, I know Aspect doesn't play this game because he said draft May.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, if there was one map to play May, it's either going to be that one Lijiang map.
It's going to be the Lijiang map, it's going to be King's Row, or it can be Dorado first.
Oh, Dorado, yeah.
I remember that, because do you remember Elevate? Did you just come Elevate?
All the time.
Oh my god, and the Levaque would just play May and wall you in the choke, and nobody knew how to walk any other way other than through the choke. So you'd all just be like, it's unbeatable.
Because at the time, May, OP. Okay, it cursed me.
Alright, well, let me find somebody to host. It was fun. I'm glad we could bring this back. I'm glad, well, not bring it back. I'm glad there wasn't a break. You're glad? Yeah, I'm glad your face cam works too.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me find someone to host.
Moon Chopper or Carnage.
Is Moon streaming?
Yeah, Moon streaming. He's grinding.
Oh, he's playing Realm. Okay.
Oh, is he?
Wait, Stormtrooper's streaming.
Oh,
He's the Renegades tag still. Anyway, we could host Moonchopper. We could host Ozone. No, I want to host someone. I like hosting someone low. I like hosting someone with low. If I don't see anyone with like 2 viewers that I know, I'll probably host Ozone.
Oh yeah, hit Ozone up with it.
Oh, he's a streamer for them. Okay, that makes sense. You know, one time when I scrolled so far down, I found a guy with no viewers whose name was Uwu. What's this? And I've never been more confident in my host in my entire life.
Yikes.
Okay, I'll host Ozone.
Hit him up with it.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will see you guys most likely 2 weeks from now, because next week I'm going to be in Vegas and unable to do the podcast. I'll probably do an IRL stream around this time, maybe. We could see. G Bunny, you could drop your Twitter, your Twitch. You can just drop it in chat if you want to, if you don't want to say the URL out loud. Do it before I'll let you do it before I host if you want to do that, unless you want to say it.
We'll go with that Twitter/GBunny_. That's what it is. We'll go with that.
Right, yeah, and I'll have our Twitter handles under our pictures next time. This was just I put off putting this together because I was done. We were very prepared. Can you tell
the whole day working on this? Getting these topic points on point. Keeping us on track. Not talking about Overwatch.
Oh, we have a shout out thing. That's right. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Excuse me. I'm used to saying that. I'm used to saying that at the end of my stream. We will see you guys in 2 weeks, the next turn reaction, and you can check out me and G Bunny on Twitch at our links in chat. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you next time.